What am I smiling about again? I don't know. Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of my series Chillin' Chat, where we, well, do what it says in the tin, I guess. Um, yeah. You may see me playing a game in the background, especially City Guesser, because it's one of my favorite pastimes whenever streaming or something. Unless, of course, the stream is focused on it, but I digress. First of all, just as a reminder, I will be playing Blockland here tomorrow from my stream. It's not a radical rewind, it's just something fun, I guess. I don't know if I have any friends who own Blockland. Let me check. Yeah, you get to see my Steam. If you ever want to add me, just hit me up. You'll see my profile. You'll see. Anyway, so yeah, checking the weather right now. Gonna be getting some fairly good weather coming up here in Texas, even though we have like big chances for rain. But I digress. Blockland. Do I have any friends who have this game? I don't think I do. Hey, what's up? It's probably uh Loki. I don't know why. I don't know why I was drawing a brain fart there. But for starters, to talk about something, ignore this. This is not related to that. That was just because. So what happened was I noticed that oh, by the way, I actually I decided to put the chat box here so that way I could see messages without having to. I mean, I'll still look at my right side of my screen, but I just have them there so that way, in case there's multiple people watching and they're chatting, they'll be able to see each other chatting, I guess. What I was gonna say is, so this got announced today. I mean, we already knew it was gonna be a thing, but Jeff Keighley put out a post today, and also that is a really wacky R. Yeah, that's all good. Yeah, sure. Okay, so I will actually be doing coverage of this. Thing is, I don't know when this is happening on that date. Okay, now I do. It's 1 p.m. It's 1 p.m. for me because Central Standard Time. So that'll be something to look forward to. But Yeah. And look at all these partners. We got 2K, Activision, Amazon Games. I kind of forgot they made games. Annapurna, Blizzard. I bet they're not even gonna announce the release date for Overwatch 2. Capcom. Maybe we'll get something Mega Man related. Devolver Digital. You know, for the indie gamers. .emu. I don't remember what they do. Microtransactions Incorporated. Company who is currently in a legal battle with Apple because little did you know, come on, yeah, that I have an iPhone. But basically the whole legal battle with Apple is that what happened was Epic Games was letting people purchase V-Bucks through their app without using the Apple thing. I don't know. So I think what it is just that Epic Games allow people to pay their own way without having to use Apple's way, because Apple has like this thing where they take a fairly big amount of revenue from mobile games. So, yeah. Anyway, Finji, never heard of it. Frontier, never heard of it. Gearbox, it happens to be a Texan company, believe it or not. Hi-Rez, they're the people that did Paladin, I think, or Paladins. Among Us, you know, because Inner Sloth. Koch Media. For a while, I used to mispronounce it as Koch Media because of Heckler and Koch. You know what I mean, like the gun company, but no, it's Koch Media. Mediatonic. I think these are the people that made Fall Guys. Yeah. MiHoYo, the people that made Genshin Impact, which I've been thinking about trying that game. It looks really cool. Tech Otaku saved the world. That is true. Bandai Namco Entertainment. To this day, I have no idea why they changed the name from just Namco to Bandai Namco. Unless it's because of the fact that it was like a merger with Bandai, but I don't know. Psyonix, best known for their Rocket League game. Raw Fury, never heard of it. Riot. Oh. I heard someone knocking on my door. It was outside. Where I'm pointing right now, I'm just pointing at my window, but I heard something outside. I feel like there was some kind of thing about Riot Games. I don't remember, but best not to talk about it. Saber Interactive. Oh yeah, I remember Tim Willits, who used to work at Bethesda, or id Software? I don't remember, but he actually transferred over to Saber. Sega, otherwise known as the people who once at some point made game consoles, I happen to own two of them. A mini console and a swan song. Let me show that off. That right there, if you can barely see it, is my Sega Dreamcast. That is what I mean by a swan song. It was Sega's last, albeit ill-fated attempt at a game console. But the thing is, I'm actually going to show something here real quick after I'm done reading these. I turned out the light. I don't know why I did that. My phone went off. Oh, right. I guess I'll go ahead and get it out of the way. Sega interested in making a next-gen console. So, this is something that actually was announced back in 2018, but every now and again I look at this and think, I feel like they have something going for that. Because, here's the thing. Technically, Sega can thrive in the console market nowadays. Back then, the console market and how competition worked was more aggressive to each other. Like, you gotta remember the console wars of the 90s, which was Sega versus Nintendo, because before it was just Nintendo and some other companies that were just quickly biting the dust. But then, in 1989, I wasn't even born then. I wasn't born until 8 years after that, because I was born in 97. Wait. I think it was 8 years. Yeah, because the Sega Genesis, otherwise known as the Mega Drive in other territories, that was called, or not called, but the Mega Drive was released in 88, and then it released a year later here in the States in 89. But that was the I don't know why. My brain's just empty right now. I was gonna say, basically, when Sega released the Genesis, their goal in mind was to compete with Nintendo, which at that time was still, doing stuff for the NES. So, the Sega Genesis being a much more powerful console was already it was up and ready. But then I believe it was 90 or 91, the Super Nintendo came out. It's not like a jab or any direct competition, it's just that Nintendo was ready to enter the 16-bit market. But Sega kept up because of one simple slogan: blast processing. And who's the best candidate to show off blast processing? No, not this. That's the wrong one. I think there was another thing that I saw. Um, yeah, I think Sega should release a new console. Um, uh, okay. Trying to find this article. I think it was from Kotaku. It's not that. Um. Okay, I know I saw it. It's not this. Um. This is just a fan project right here. I'm trying to find the article. It's not these guys, but I. It's not this. Um, okay. I know I remember reading it. Um, but I distinctly remember searching this up to see for sure if that was the case. Because Sega did announce in 2018 that they were going to do that. They're not going to, but they were going to think about it. And honestly, I think they might go through. Because if you think about it, like I said earlier, the console market nowadays is much more relaxed in a way. Like, sure, there's still competition, but compared to way back when, it wasn't like, our console can do this! Can our console competitors do that? No. Then get this! Not that! Only for $3.99. But nowadays, what I've noticed is, and this is something to really think about. When the Xbox Series X released, and the Series S, of course, Sony had made a tweet saying their congratulations to Xbox on their console launch, and that they wished them the best in this new generation of consoles. And wouldn't you know it, in return, 2 days later, whenever the PS5 released, Xbox did the very same thing. And the thing is, both companies congratulated Nintendo when they released the Nintendo Switch. And the thing is, there have been cases where game companies that once made consoles had made a comeback. For example, we have the Atari VCS, we have the Intellivision Amico. Strange name, but okay. We have the I know there was something else. There was this Coleco Chameleon, but I think it was just a scam. Um, I don't remember, but what I do know is if those companies can make a comeback, then surely Sega can as well. And they did say it was a next-gen console that they were wanting to make. They said they were interested in it. Hold on, okay. It didn't delete the article, did they? Because the only thing I'm seeing now is the one from E-Bomb's World right here. But, yeah, it says here, Sega shared during last week's Sega Fest, otherwise known as Sega Fest. This was, like, this was 3 years ago when Sega said this. But I have a feeling that if they have anything going on this year, like, huge announcements, then maybe we'll hear a follow-up to that announcement. But again, like, the thing is, I feel like Sega has been watching the console market and has been contemplating a good time to come back to the console market. And the thing is, you might be thinking, well, wait, then that means they wouldn't be able to make, games for other companies. They could. Because if you think about it, we've got companies like, okay, we got PlayStation Studios, which is the development team at PlayStation. And fairly recently, they released MLB The Show 2021 on the Xbox. It is the first PlayStation game made by PlayStation to be released on another platform other than, PlayStation. Which is really, really crazy. But the thing is, Microsoft has done the same because there's Super Lucky's Tale, which got a re-release called New Super Lucky's Tale. And originally, Super Lucky's Tale was released on Xbox, but then it got released on other platforms. We got Minecraft, obviously. I feel like that's fairly obvious. Now, the thing is, there's also Bethesda, now that they've been acquired by Xbox. That's sort of a gray area. It's up to Xbox what games would be released exclusively on an Xbox console or on a PlayStation console. I'm hoping this means that Doom won't be exclusive to Xbox. Please don't. Microsoft, that'd be a scummy business move. And the thing is, there's been long-standing rumors and speculation that the upcoming game, Starfield, would be exclusive to Xbox. If they do that, then that's gonna suck major balls. But, going back to what I was saying, Sega nowadays can definitely make it big in the console industry. Because I have some ideas of what they can do to best approach this. For one, they will need a solid lineup of first-party and third-party games. And they had mentioned recently that they are planning on reviving old IPs that have been long dormant. For example, we got Crazy Taxi, we got Jet Set Radio. We have all that stuff. But then there's also IPs that have not seen anything major in like probably over 20 years. An example, and I know this is going to sound confusing, but Virtua Racing. I know Virtua Racing got the re-release on the Switch through the Sega Ages thing, but I'm talking about like a brand new main installment in Virtua Racing series. The re-release that we saw on the Switch was just a remake of the arcade game. But another game would be Vector Man, which only got 2 games. There was a third one that was in development for PS2, but that got canceled, which sucks because it looked really cool. I'm gonna pull up gameplay of that because it looked really, really cool. Also, I see I'm not dealing with any frame drops. Good. Alright, Vector Man 3. So, that's not it, by the way. Yeah, it was gonna be on Saturn, and then, yeah.
In the early 90s,
by the way,
it was no secret that Nintendo and Sega had it out for one another. Now, this console war brought the player.
But basically, it was supposed to be a 3D reimagining of the traditionally 2D Vector Man games. In that it would be a third-person shooter style thing where you're still playing as Vector Man, but it's in a 3D environment, and you're like exploring a 3D space. Unfortunately, that did not make it through to final fruition. Also, this video, I'm fairly sure, is just talking about the Genesis way. Anyway, going back to the list. PlayStation. So, considering the timing, because they are going to be on this, I have a very, very, very big theory about what we could possibly be seeing. One of which I've already mentioned in a previous episode of Chillin' Chat, the first one. And that would be something that, well, I've been hinting at, in a way, through EUIPO. Because I've been checking this thing nearly daily, like on the daily, essentially. But basically, we have Soho Engine, which is owned by Sony Interactive Entertainment London Limited, otherwise known as PlayStation London Studio. But then we have something even more interesting, which is the filing. It is classified as goods and services. Yeah. These, on numerous occasions, mention online. As in electronic game services provided by means of the internet, internet games non-downloadable, interactive entertainment services. You get the picture, right? Now, what if I told you that these people made a very familiar site that was originally on PS3? That would be PlayStation Home. And I also check this thing pretty much every single day as well. But the thing is, they actually extended the trademark back in 2019, I think. And now the expiration date is October the 1st of 2028. Now, considering the fact that PS5 there released in November last year, I'd say that by the time this expiration date rolls around, we're already gonna have a PS6, which will it'll probably be very hard to come by. Yeah. I'll also be in my 30s, but what the hey, right? Yeah. But considering how much time we have left, especially how much time we have left until the opposition proceedings end for the Soho engine, after this, okay, this day marks the end of the opposition period, which means that this trademark will be used, alright? It'll be ready for general use, but all you need to know is that it was made by these folks. This is a representative, and yeah, that's basically it. But there's also been talks about a event that takes place a few days before E3, which E3 begins this day and it ends on June 15th. Yes, we are actually having an E3. I'll be doing coverage of E3, but I will not be covering Ubisoft Forward because of an issue that I had a few years ago, back in 2019. Let's just say that all of my other streams were good whenever I was doing live coverage back on YouTube. But what happened was, after I did Ubisoft, something happened. I don't know what. Because the thing is, I didn't even use my PC to do live coverage. Because I wasn't sure how it would work. Like, how well I would do. Considering the fact that, at that point, I only had this one monitor that I'm looking at right now. I didn't have this one that I'm looking at right now, where OBS is on. It's also where my webcam is, speaking of which. Hi, webcam. But it wasn't like a copyright strike or anything. It was a claim, but there was also something that completely restricted me from streaming for the next few days. And because of that, guess who wasn't able to do live coverage? And I had plans for live coverage on some other things. Eventually I was able to stream again, but even still, it's annoying as hell. So I will be completely avoiding Ubisoft for, live coverage. I'll be watching them, I just won't be doing live coverage of them. But, yeah. But starting off, we have the kickoff right here. Jeff Keighley hosts a spectacular live world premiere showcase with a performance by Weezer, and more. I don't know how long it's going to take, but what I will say is, yeah. So I just went to, I went to Streamlabs right now because I knew that there was a function on the mixer part of the thing, like where the audio mixing is. And as it turns out, oh wait, hold on. What I was trying to say is that all I have to do is just mute the capture for the desktop audio. That is literally all I have to do. I just mute it anytime there's, copyrighted music playing. That's all. Of course, then again, my microphone could also pick it up, but at the same time, I don't know. Actually, speaking of microphones, I'm actually going to be getting a Siren X. I think that's how you pronounce the name, or Siren X. Next month. Because I'm going to show this right now. So my papa, he leaves for Colorado the 29th. He'll be gone from that day until, I think, the following Saturday. So he's going to be gone for a little over a week. And considering the fact that it'll already have been past my normal payday, I'll be getting paid June 7th. And while he's gone, I also have to take care of some things at home, or this is my home, I mean. I'll have to, of course, take care of our swimming pool. I'll have to water plants. Unless, of course, it rains, but I don't know. I'll also have to take out the trash and recycling on 2 separate days. There's the trash and recycling on... No, not that. Tuesday the 1st, and then I'll have to take out the trash Friday on the 4th. I'll also have to check the mail pretty much every day except Sundays, of course. Get the newspaper, and I think I'm supposed to recycle it because Papa won't even be there to read it. It's not like I'm going to have to take a picture of every single aspect of the newspaper and send it to him. That would be weird. But yeah, so I have all that stuff. Of course, he is going to make me a list, so I'll be able to follow instruction and everything. But yeah, the thing is, I will be getting paid extra for that, so that's really good. Because that means that by the time this day rolls around, June 7th, my normal allowance is $100 because I have to take care of the pool and there's other stuff that I do around the house. Before it used to be 50, and then before that it was 25, and then before that it was 20. But over time he increased the amount, so now it's 100. But I'm getting an extra 100 for, taking care of stuff while he's gone. With that money, I'll be able to get that new microphone, which it seems to have a very slim profile. Because it'll be able to fit right in front of my keyboard right here. But, I might have to get something in order to mount, or not mount, but, I don't know why I keep looking around. The microphone itself, I think I already showed it, maybe. But it's the Razer Siren X. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, this thing. So, my friend Roxy, who was actually on a stream a few nights ago, or days ago? Yeah, it was whenever I was doing, Half-Life. she had mentioned that she uses that mic, and I've actually watched a few of her streams, and the audio is really good. So this is definitely something that I'll be getting just in time for E3, because that means I'll be able to do coverage of that and then all this other stuff. Again, except for Ubisoft Forward, I will not be doing coverage of that. Or E3, because honestly, like, okay. I'll be covering Nintendo, which I know I'm probably gonna get like I don't get any notifications for copyright claims on YouTube unless it's like something that limits what I can do, like the Ubisoft thing I already mentioned. But I do get claims like, "Oh, this has copyrighted material from this, blah 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 blah." Like the thing is, I'm not even monetized on YouTube, so why does it even matter? Like I'm doing it to, I don't know, do live coverage just as anybody else with an adequate setup would do. um, but this is the mic I'm gonna be getting, and just oh, I thought that was the same keyboard I have because I have the Synosa Lite. I think that's like the normal Synosa. This is the microphone, and I'm pretty sure it is adjustable. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm buying this thing. Uh, yeah. Um, I'm also thinking about getting a new chair, but I like okay, this is the chair I have. That wooden rickety old thing, which is not really rickety. It's not like creaking every single second. Like you don't even hear it creaking or anything. But the thing is, I had that pillow there for comfort. I have this cushion here, but I've been thinking about getting an office chair. Um, yeah, I think there's like a mainstay. Wait, no. Um, yeah, mainstays. Um, yeah, there's this one, which my chair, as you already see, I don't even have armrests. This does have armrests, but the only issue is that if I get one with armrests, I won't be able to like fully tuck it into the underside of my desk, which is actually a table. But it is my desk. Um but this thing looks really really good. And bear in mind, it's $70. I like how it looks like it's trying to spin around. But the other problem is I don't have an office mat, but I suppose that's something I'll have to ask my papa about whenever he gets back home. But this thing actually is sold in store, believe it or not. I think. But it's leather, it's, cushiony and stuff. And there, okay, hmm. I have a 5-pack of these? What? I've never heard of that. Okay, what store availability? That's the one I live near. Yeah, what was it, desk chair? Yeah. Um, oh, it's the same thing. But yeah, there's this one and then there's this one. Now the thing is, considering the price of the Siren X, by the time I buy it, it's probably gonna be like $100 and something dollars. I don't know. But by that time, or by that point, I'll have enough to get this, which the odd thing is I don't see any pictures of the box. But oh. That answers my question. Because I was worried about, like, how low you can get that little thingy right there to go. Because looking at this, and I've also seen this thing in store, um, like, I wasn't sure if that little section would also go lower. Because if it does, then that means I might be able to tuck the chair under my desk, which is good. Plus, armrests are good. Having an actual cushion is good. But again, like, for the office mat, I'm probably going to have my papaw see if he can get one for me. Of course, we're going to have to do measurements on the floor over here to see what would do best. But that's no big deal. Because, there is a fair bit of space, I would say, for the chair to roll around in. Of course, it's not like I'm going to be rolling around my room like, woo! But it's just for this general area, like where my computer desk is. But yeah, to see that you can lower it more than what it shows in this not default, but this picture, that's good. That's really, really good. Because that means I don't have to worry about, you know, I don't know. Okay, that's cool. So when you're unpacking the chair, the smaller parts are in this little thing. That's cool. I guess that means I don't have to worry about, like, searching around for parts like, where are those damn screws? Because I won't have to worry about that. What? Excuse me. Play, please. Thank you. Okay. It's 48 seconds. Okay. It takes 30 minutes to assemble that thing. Okay. It includes an Allen wrench. Do I really need this though? I don't need this app. I just need to, view the instructions, because it does come with instructions, right? But, yeah, so, this, I'm gonna try and get it, if I have enough money left over from the microphone, which I might, but, the other problem is, I forgot how big the box is. Mainstay's office chair. It's not the one I was talking about. Okay. It's that one. It just takes me back to that. Okay. I was trying to see if there was a picture of the box of this thing, sort of like that. But the problem is, like, I'm not gonna be able to lift that. I mean, I will, but I won't be able to, like, carry it all the way to the house. It's like trying to lift a frickin' boulder and carry it home. Oh. That's the one I was talking about right there. The thing is, okay, that box, like, from that angle, it looks smaller than you would think. Huh? That's the chair, by the way. Giggity. But that is actually the chair right here. But yeah, that box doesn't look that small. Or big. Small, whatever. I'm not saying I'm gonna play with the box or something. I'm wanting to see how big the box is to judge if I'll be able to, like, carry it home. Because I'm actually a fairly strong guy, right? I'm not one of those people who are like, it weighs 5 pounds, I can't lift it! Ah! I'm just saying, like, I'm not one of those people who are going to be like a little weakling just for trying to like lift a chair. Also, that looks cool, but all I'm saying is that I'm just checking the box to see how big it is. If I'm able to go walking tomorrow, I'll probably look at it. I mean, definitely I will. And yeah. I apologize for that scream I had to do just to describe how theoretically I might act. uh, yeah. It weighs 6 pounds. I can't carry it. Ugh. Dead. Okay, we need to talk about something. Okay, let me. Okay, that doesn't help. Okay. Why are hot tub streamers even allowed on Twitch? First of all, they shouldn't even be monetized to begin with. Second of all, their content is borderline sexual. And look, I'm not even trying to be like one of those weirdos or, something like that. No. I'm not one of those overly dramatic people. It's just, these are the kinds of people that give Twitch a bad name. Alright? When you think of Twitch, what are you thinking of? Like a person playing Call of Duty and winning a match against like really good people? Or are you thinking about some admittedly fairly attractive girl in a skimpy bikini in what is made out to be a hot tub just because, oh, I want to chat, I want chat to see my sexiness and donate to me. No. Yeah. Like, I just found this, comment on, that post from PC Gamer. This is coming from somebody called G29916003. Odd name, but he says Twitch is a gaming platform where you should play games. Technically, it's a live streaming platform, but it is centered around gaming. That was the number one philosophy whenever it was first created. Instead, we have half-naked thoughts earning off of vulnerable simps. Yes. Don't we already have sites for that? Yes. But, like, okay. Like, and there's another comment from, I don't know how to read that name. Kind of? I don't know. But they say Twitch has become nothing more than a soft porn site. There are still some good communities, but almost all of the new growing communities are soft porn of some sort. What he means by that is just like it's girls who purposely, and I'm not saying all women do this. It's just the individuals on Twitch who do this are giving it a bad rep, alright? They're giving it a bad name. All I'm saying. But you have these ladies who either dress up in purposely revealing clothing. Like wearing a button-up shirt, but then tying it up to where it's sort of like a bra-looking shirt, I guess. And it shows off a fair bit of cleavage and all that other junk. Or you have these hot tub streams where they're not even doing anything. They're just sitting there, just posing around like, look at my boobies! Like, okay, again, I'm not saying all women on Twitch do that. There are quite a few female Twitch streamers that actually do play games and don't dress like that or do anything like that. No. It's this common internet culture that I've seen where it's been growing at a rapid rate too. But it's this strange culture of these girls who think, wow, this Twitch thing sure seems cool. What's this? Just chat. I wonder if I can take advantage of this. I know. I'll dress up in a bikini, sit in what I'm gonna call a hot tub, and do nothing. Except just chatting and doing stupid stuff and, occasionally telling people, hey guys, be sure to subscribe to me. It really helps. I don't know how, but it does. Whatever happened to the good old days of live streaming? Okay, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm chatting, alright? I'm talking about stuff. I'm not in some kind of sexy swimsuit. I'm not like, oh yeah, look at my pecs. No. I'm not doing that at all. And occasionally you might see me playing a game like City Guesser or something like that. But my point is, yes, it will work. What I was gonna say is, it's this strange internet culture. I don't mean like a culture like cultural phenomenon. I mean like culture is in like this strange phenomenon going on of these. I'm going to assume these are new people on Twitch, because the stuff I look for on Twitch isn't ladies dressed up in bikinis or fairly revealing clothing, although it doesn't reveal like the actual naughty bits. But instead it's just they're doing that, and then you have the girls who take it one step further who are actually playing games, and then I forgot who it was, but there was this one girl on Twitch who I saw a video clip of, and she's like, guys, $5! Just pay $5 fucking dollars and you can watch my stream. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. First of all, Twitch is supposed to be, letting people watch streams for free. Unless you set up a stream to where, you can only watch if you're a sub or something. But to outright demand that people, purchase a subscription to be a member of your little thing. Okay, I'm not saying I'm wanting to become monetized, but if I ever do get monetized, let's just say in the event that I do, I would not ever, under any circumstances, do that. I'm not gonna say, hey, you can't watch unless you donate so-and-so to me. That's not the kind of person I am. I'm generous. Again, even if I'm monetized, I'm not gonna, shout at new viewers to donate and stuff. Alright? Instead, like, the option will be there, but you don't have to do it. You can watch on your own free will, chat your own free will. I won't have streams that are only for subs or anything. No. I am a person who believes in generosity and kindness. Alright? I'm not one of those people who are going to scam people or do all that stuff. No. I'm someone who believes in goodness. Something that we admittedly should see more often in this world. So that's my 2 cents. Oh wait, I need to read the rest of these. PlayStation, Prime Gaming, yada yada yada. Square Enix, probably gonna be Final Fantasy stuff. Oh, shut up. Steam, obviously. Tencent, also obviously. Never heard of this. This I will actually do coverage of because the, Oh, wait, no. Wait, I think it has to do with this, so I won't be doing that. Warner Bros. Games, probably gonna get a new Injustice game. Wizards of the Coast, I believe that is, D&D, I think. And then finally we have these guys, Xbox. But, anyway, now that I've covered that, now to get back to the regularly scheduled program. Dallas. That was close, but it was Dallas. I like how I guessed near left field. Anyway. I hate this one. Let me explain. This one. Fun fact. I haven't watched all the video of this, but from the stuff I have seen, I haven't seen any, hints of where I'm at. I'm gonna watch as much as I can on this. Of course, now I'm starting to lose friends. That's my phone. Okay, then you turn around and go to that. I don't have any drinks. I could get a glass of water, because I usually just get my glass, which is on this other desk over here, and then I'll go in my bathroom and get water and drink and then come back. But even then, I don't want to miss anything, so tough. Yeah, to reiterate, I'm gonna get a microphone and I'm also gonna get that chair. Assuming I have enough for the chair. Should, probably. Yeah. Wait. I'm also gonna need to get a PSN card, but it'll probably be like a day or two after I get that stuff. God damn it, stop saying I'm losing frames. I'm not. God. Because it's not the CPU usage, because all I'm using right now is OBS, you know, the Streamlabs thing, and this. Also, I didn't know that we were going down a trail. Maybe we'll see a hint at the end of this trail. I don't know. My hand looks big. It's like, if your hand is bigger than your face, you have cancer. Also, I see somebody's watching, but I haven't said anything, but I appreciate you stopping by, though. How am I already tired? It's like 10:11, and I got really good sleep last night. Even though I did wake up at 7 in the morning this morning, but whatever. I'm probably gonna do that again tomorrow anyway, because of GTA Online. No. Shut up. Oh my god. I'm just gonna guess. I am gonna get a... Oh my god. Don't tell me I'm having connection issues. I should not be. Oh my god, don't. No. Don't. Don't do this. Motion video. It really does. Okay, it's improving. I'm like steadily dropping more and more frames. I don't know how. Oh my god. Why? I should not be having this. I should not be having like okay, it looks like my CPU usage is going down. Never mind. You know, I'm just gonna guess Mississippi. Whatever. This is the problem. Why is this like one of the rounds? Because quite literally, there's no indication that it would be in frickin', you know, here, Carolina. Wait. This is running fine. This says otherwise.